Hey everybody, welcome to the Forrest family farm. My name is Nick Forrest, with my lovely wife Kathy Forrest and my stepson Jeremy, who's taking the video. We were asked by Mandy Fletcher Blevins to do a little cooking show for you all, and we come up with, of course, the 4th of July background. So we're going to do 3 different recipes, very simple recipes. And what we want to do is use 3 versatile cuts of lamb. We're going to use the rack, we got the ground, and then we have the stew meat or kebab meat. And we got the kebab meat from the shoulder also. So we already started smoking our rack of lamb. And what I did was, put some olive oil on it and got some of this seasoning that I got from Whole Foods. This is what we used when we were working with Jim Mansfield down in Kentucky at the Whole Food stores around Ohio when we was doing demo, and it's a great thing. So right now it's been in there for about a half an hour, and I'm going to take it out, and then I'll tell you what we're going to do. Alrighty. Take my timer out. So it's been in there for a half an hour. It's about 135 degrees right now. So all I'm going to do is get some apple cider vinegar, and I'm going to make it like a bath for it. So all I'm doing is just putting a little moisture around it. And what that does, when you put it back in the smoker, it will really give that apple cinnamon or apple flavor. And just enough to do it. Then we just go ahead and cover it back up. So let me go ahead and put this bath in there. We'll cover it up. And then I want to check my bottoms and make sure they're good. Put the water, put the chips. Everything is good. So we're going to put it back in there. Let me put my timer back on. Best investment that somebody gave me these years ago are thermometers, and they work very well. And all I do is I have the degrees up here, what it is, and I can set it on my phone. It tells me exactly how hot that product is. So I'm going to put it back for another 30 minutes, and go ahead and get it prepared. Set the timer. So the timer's set. It's at 104 degrees right now, internal temperature, and it will buzz when the temperature gets around 145. Okay, so that's the first dish we're going to do. The second one we're going to work on is a red, white, and blue burger. What that entails is ground lamb. And what I did was I used some Parmesan cheese, some steak blend, I'm sorry. And then we put a little dab of black cherry, chipotle, blackberry when we mix it up too. And then we're going to put it on slider buns. Okay? Why the white part? Well, the parsley or the Parmesan would be part of it. But we also want to put a little kicker into it. So we got the blue cheese involved, and we put that in with when we made our dough. And let me show you from A to B. Of course, we use our ground lamb at 1 pound. This is 1 pound of a lamb. That's a ground lamb. Very good. We got it from the Stockyard Packing Company up here in Oxford, Ohio. He does a great job of packaging for us. So we made that into meatballs. And we made them small enough so we can make sliders out of them. And here's what they look like after you mix everything together. Okay? So you can see where you have the seasoning. You can see where you have a little bit of the Parmesan. And then, of course, you have the blue cheese. So we're going to put that on the grill now. Oil on there. And all I'm going to do is Throw them on there. And that's what they look like. So what we'll do is smash them down a little bit. Sort of fit the bun of the slider. And the last one. Alrighty. So while they're cooking, and they don't take long, you want to make sure that they're up at the temp. We temp them out right now. If you temper them, they should be probably hardly anything. About 100 degrees, and that's mostly the heat coming off the grill. So what we do is usually when we start, I'll go ahead and let them grill a little bit, and then I'll show you how we use the internal so we get to about 160 for ground products. The next thing we're going to work on real fast is our kabobs. We're making firecracker kabobs, right, Kathy?
Right.
So what we did it on the sticks, and what we do is we soak the sticks in water for about a half an hour so they don't burn when you put them on the grill. And all I did, folks, is let them make the kabobs and then put Italian dressing and let them soak for about 2 to 3 to 4 hours. The more you marinate it, the better the taste is going to be. So that's what all we did with that. Now let me show you what we did, but what it looks like now. Alrighty, let me move some of this stuff away. So I marinated these and put them in the refrigerator for about 3 hours. And as you can see, we put some onions, red pepper, green peppers, mushrooms, onions, and tomatoes. Okay? And that's all you need, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to do any seasoning, anything, because all the seasoning is in that Italian. Okay? You can use zesty Italian. You can use, I've had it used with French dressing. I've had it used with creamy Italian, whatever your preference is. Another thing we do, we had some leftover are the vegetables. So I cut them all up, put some more Italian dressing in it, and we're going to grill those too. Now you have to understand, we're in Ohio right now, and right now the temperature is probably about 90 degrees plus with the humidity up to around 80, so it's kind of really crazy out here. So all I'm doing, just like we were at a Benihana restaurant. Okay. Now you can see we're turning those burgers over. That's great. They look terrific. They look fabulous. All right, let's get this going here. We're going to grill this as a side dish, and now I'm going to put the kebabs on. The good thing about the kebabs, especially in Italian dressing, they will cook fast. That oil in the dressing will get on the meat, but also get on the grill, and it doesn't take long for it to grill. There you go. Alrighty. Let's put that right there. Now I can feel like Benihana. I do anything I can to get these vegetables cooking. The burgers are almost done. We'll temp those in a minute. So with our dishes of the red, white, blue, you got the red of the meat. You have the blue of blue corn chips that we're going to put on the side, and the white will be the cheese. Hence the red, white, blue. And with that, we're going to put I think macaroni, I think salad, wouldn't it, Kathy? So that would be our plate with those two. Like I said, this doesn't take long. So when I tapped it, I want to get it around 160. Right now it's about 154, 155, 158. Excuse me. We want to get ground product about 160, so it'll be healthy and safe for people to eat. Some people might want it a little bit raw. I don't. I want to make sure that I don't get anybody sick. Excuse me. When we do the kabobs, that'll be about 145. Same with our rack in the smoker. Okay. We'll let them cook a little bit. I should get some shrimp to put on here. Then we can really be like Benihana. Okay. Test these burgers. You can see the temperature is about 168, 170, so these guys are ready to come off. All right, so let me get a plate for that. We'll put those and let them rest, and we'll come up with our program what to do with it. You can make them sliders, and you can make them regular size burgers. We like to do sliders, that way they have more opportunities to eat other products. Okay, so we'll let that rest, and then I'll plate it for everybody to see. Our smoker is still smoking. Turn up the temperature. We like to use about 250 degrees on our smoker, and that comes from the rack of lamb, and it's actually the French rack. We trim some of the tip off of it, but you see the cuts there. That's the different cups you can use with the with lamb. Any of these parts will make you a great, fantastic meal. Something to brag about to your friends and family when you invite them over for a dining experience. So that's a good thing we like to do. Let me turn these kabobs over. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. We're looking good there. Yep, we're cooking with propane. There we go. Alrighty. Well, what else we need? We need some baked beans, I think, to go with it, don't we, Cat? So I just happen to have some baked beans. Put that on the end there. We cooked them up a little bit already. What I like to do with baked beans is put a little brown sugar. What we like to do is just sweeten them up a little bit. Just enough brown sugar to make it give that sweet taste. There we go. And we'll stir that in. Now, the way I understand it, Mandy, you wanted us to do this and plate it, and then we'll have questions after we get it all done. So think of your questions, folks. We'll be glad to fill them up. So it's a baked bean from Bush. We put cinnamon and brown sugar in there, but I forgot to put the most important part. I'm a bourbon drinker. I love bourbon with my food. So a little bit of bourbon doesn't hurt anybody. So this is what you call sweet bourbon baked beans. Put that in there, make a nice little groove. Let that sit for a little bit. Alrighty. We'll go ahead and do our temp and see how good we are on our temp for this. And as you can see, it's around 117, so we got a little bit good on that. Lamb is very versatile to use, folks. These cuts, these are simple recipes that I like to do. When Kathy and I and Jeremy were sitting down thinking about what we could do to show the versatility of lamb, we come up with these 3 items. The burgers is very easy to make. That's always a great thing for picnics. When you put the blue cheese in it, it just steps it up a little bit more. The other thing we do is, I forgot to do, we got to put a little bit of that barbecue sauce. We put a black cherry chipotle barbecue sauce on top and let that soak in a little bit. You don't need to put cheese on it. You want to put lettuce, tomato, you sure can, but we're going to eat it like this. Of course, we had to test everything and make sure it was edible. So about 2 hours ago, we tested the burgers, and I had to slap Kathy's hand because she wanted more. So that's not what it looks like. We're going to plate it, and then we'll show you exactly what we need. I'll turn these down a little bit. These about soft. So I'm going to put those in our little plate for kabobs. Go. That's what these mixed vegetables look like. So we'll plate those in a second. Let me make sure everything is fully cooked. Make sure you have questions, folks, because that's why we're here. Kathy and I go around the country doing what we call the American Lamb Roadshow, and what we do is educate producers and educate consumers. When we do have a producer-oriented meeting, what we try to do is help them sell their lamb. How do we do that? We come up with, help them with the price sheet. We come up with how to talk to the consumer, ways of selling your lamb, different markets, whether it be ethnic market or farmer's market or anything like that, freezer market, stuff like that. We educate them that way. Then if it's a consumer, what we just did last weekend in New York, we talked to the consumer. We gave out, what was it, bourbon style meatballs and gyros, mini slider gyros, to about, I think 400 people, she said. And it was an excellent opportunity to talk to the consumer who wants to buy our lamb. And it was very funny that a lot of them would prefer domestic lamb if they knew where to get it. And luckily the lady who put this lamb jam on, she was selling lamb, so she gathered a lot more business by having this lamb jam. Okay? So Kathy, I think we're done with this too. So let me put that off and then we'll plate it. Alrighty. There's that. So let me show you what we're going to do with the... So we got everything cooked. Now we need to prep. And what I mean by prep, we're going to get stuff ready to serve to our friends. So I said before we got a firecracker meal, which is kebabs. So what I'm doing is going to put some fireworks together before we take it to have everybody taste the lamb. So make it a little bit more fun bringing it to the table. There we go. So what we're doing is just showing off. That's all we're doing. So what we would do, I have a little blowtorch. And I'd help if I turn it on. There we go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, firecracker kebabs. What a great way to show off to your friends and family as the centerpiece. Just a little bit like that, bring it to the table, you'll be the master. They'll call you all the different types of chefs that you see on the Food Network. Bobby Flay, all those good guys. So that's all we're doing. We're just trying to show off and tell the people how fun it is to have American lamb, especially as it's on 4th of July. Okay? Turn that off. That's ready to come off. And we'll plate it. So what we'll do is we'll plate it. Okay. And then we'll get the baked beans, which we have. I have a spoon. I don't know what I do. There it is. Put some of that bourbon style brown baked beans on there, and then ended up with a little bit of our mixed vegetables. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. There's your firework. There's your firework kebab, firecracker kebab. Very good. Now let me fix up the next one. That'll be your red, white, and blue Alright, we make some sliders. And as you can tell, folks, it didn't take us long to do this. It really did. We're getting ready to have a thunderstorm and we're trying to beat it. And we didn't know we were going to be able to do it today or not, but luckily it's working. Alright, and alright, put some macaroni salad on there. There's your red, white, and blue burgers. And it wouldn't, somebody said, well, where's the blue? Well, I got it. Kathy's my chip lady, and she loves her chips. So we got some, so you got the red, the white, and the blue. There's the second dish. Okay? Very good. Very good. Now let's go back to the rack. It should be about done. And what we're going to do, I'm going to take it off and cut it and show you. Where's my tongs? I had a pair of tongs around here somewhere. Did I put them over here? No, I don't know what I did with them.
Here's his big.
That's my knife.
That's your knife.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. We can. I got another pair. All right. The rack should be about close to being done. Pull out the timer. There you go. Alrighty. So let's see what that's going to come up as. $146. Okay, 148. So that would be close to medium. Well, some of it like a little red. I'm going to cut into it and see what we got. Hopefully it's not too rare. Some people like it medium, some people like it rare, but I want to make sure we got it. That's not too bad. I can eat that. A lot of chefs, they'd sure like that red in the middle. They like it more pink than that. That looks pretty good to me. What do you think, guys? You guys been real quiet. I need you.
Looks great. Oh, that looks so good.
There you go. And that one, what we're going to do with that is we're going to make some broccoli with cheddar cheese and put that as our side dish. Okay? Now, some people might want to put it on the grill and get it a little bit hotter and cook it a little bit more. Please do what you have to do. But majority of them, they love to have them at that medium rare or a medium flavor.
That looks good.
But it would be tender. It'll be tender. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, very simple recipes that we come up with for the 4th of July. Please make sure that you get enough for everybody to get that dining experience. Of course, as you see here, Liberty and Sparklers for all. That's us. All right. Once again, we have the red, white, and blue burgers with mac and cheese and the blue tortilla chips. We have the Firecracker kabobs with bourbon-style meat, baked beans, and some of the other types of vegetables grilled. And then we have the good old rack. All we did was smoke it for about an hour, 40 minutes at 250 degrees. We brought it out, put apple cider vinegar on the bottom to cook some more into it. Another half an hour, 40 minutes, and look what we got. Okay? If there's any questions, let me know. We'll be live with Mandy on Tuesday. Other than that, have a great dining experience and have a great 4th of July with your friends and family. Goodbye now. Bye, guys.